voice.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Second one is actually just yours.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just,
Hello.
I'm just living with you, like narrating my life.
That would be awesome.
Right?
Yeah, I would love to have Grand narrating.
Dude, how about a Grand voice back?
Nah, I'm good. But thank you. Look, that's a PL. Okay, BSJ, you've been... You play this hero a ton. You like this hero, but currently you think it's a little bit weak. When is it good? Why do they ban it?
It's honestly good in a game like this where you have aggressive mid-game heroes and PL matches up naturally against the other cores on Optic, like Weaver and Ursa don't exactly threaten you. I like the Huskar last ban just because it's a good matchup against TA. Kind of like when you're gonna pick Lina, you ban TA, and when you're gonna pick TA, you ban Huskar. You just don't want to give them that bad matchup, and nothing on the side of Newbee deals with Huskar. So the reason why PL, like you want to pick, I was mentioning like a 4-step builder, like these kiting heroes. You don't want to build heroes that are single target, not in terms of damage, but in terms of a hero that Ursa just blinks on top of.
Dude.
And it hits.
Sorry to interrupt, I just realized Optic's got a last pick Veno here that's unbelievably good.
And CCNC plays that.
That is like the perfect pick.
It's going to be an Ember.
I'm
not saying it's good, but I'm saying CCNC, it's going to be an Ember.
I don't think they need the reach right now. They have an Ursa who's going to go blink. They have a Weaver. Like, they have already so much jump. I think you just need something to sort of stabilize your area to fight in and prevent blinks from Shaker DK. And this is such an
I think Veno's a good hero. I'm simply saying I'm predicting the team, not the rules of Dota.
Okay.
I am too. I think they.
So we're looking Veno or Ember. We're thinking it's one of those two more than likely.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think both are fine. The Gyro, like, this is such an awkward draft from Newbee. This feels very reactive based on their last game, and I'm not sure I like it. I think there's a heavy overvaluing on DK. They pick it 4th here. Optic took it 10th in the previous game.
And here we go. It's Veno. And there you see it.
I agreed it was a good pick. I just thought they would go the more like CCNC.
He did agree.
You made a good call. It was just suboptimal.
Yeah,
it wasn't bad.
Yeah. My life story in a nutshell.
And look at this. So
second best.
So
second best.
Veno versus TA.
Just like in poker, it gives you none of the pot.
So is Veno always good versus TA, or does he need level 3 or something like that? What's the lane?
It definitely matters who gets ahead.
Okay.
I think good TA can actually would argue they're favored against Veno.
We have the profit factor.
It's to your point earlier, it's all about the first 2 waves.
Yeah.
And if TA falls behind, it's over. Like, if you're level 3 behind against a level 4 Veno and he hits you with a Gale, you're teleporting out or you're going to die, especially when there's a profit in the game. I love that it's Zai profit. Like, this is an excellent draft from Optic. They're going to be able to buy, like, all these 2,000 gold or so items. They're all going to ramp up through the mid-game and crush through Newbee's towers.
Do you think it's going to be a 20-25 minute for Optic? Or?
I think that they'll have a critical lead after the first Roche. I think the Optic has easy ways to take towers, to find kills around the map, to do Roche. Like, they don't really ever fall off in this sort of game, and I think Newbee's under a lot of pressure when you consider both of their supports are heavily item dependent and incredibly weak before ultimates.
Gotcha.
And all 3 of their cores need farm. Like, no one can really sacrifice himself because if the DK is just a creep in the top lane,
I think Gyro's
who takes towers?
I think Gyro at that, like you said, sacrificing themselves. Gyro's going to be the one that does
you
that.
Think he just goes like drums?
You're going to see like a level 5 Gyro ganking.
That's a good point. I think he has to. Like, Gyro, Mugi has to just take over the map and buy time for SCCC. The issue is the Prophet, the Veno, the Line, like all of these heroes can hunt TA so effectively that if he dies a couple times mid, like, he needs to be #1 net worth from 5 minutes on, I think, for Newbee to win this game.
This game is all dependent on mid. You already said that, basically. I feel like if mid goes well for Optic, everything else will fall into place. And whenever you see this profit factor, it's so hard to predict the impact it's going to have on the game because it can be at any lane and any time.
He has 64 damage and a Blightstone at level 1.
66 damage because of the Fairy Fire. So he's cranking it out.
Wait, whoa. Radiant.
Whoa.
Radiant?
Oh, costly.
That is...
That's a really appropriate voice line.
That's really big because
Why?
Veno Veno needs to push the wave. TA hits for like 20 more damage. If you let her get level 2 first, that's how Veno loses the lane, because you end up getting double waved. You want to double wave the TA.
We expect to see a fort coming out from Newbee on the first wave, almost certainly. I would really like Optic to plant a support just for the first wave in the mid lane. I think it is so important.
Especially when you consider how weak Newbie supports are.
Yeah,
so,
they can't counterplay you very well.
Yeah, theoretically, the Shaker's going to be blocking bottom, so, and his presence middle will not cancel out the profit of the Lion at all. Plus, you don't really mind being in a dual lane as Veno, whereas TA hates losing XP. And this is another thing. Whenever you play Veno, do not give into temptation. Skill your W.
Yeah.
Do not skill Gale level 1.
Your
it is
hero,
such an insane spell.
With that, like, these are mid items. Your hero traditionally hits for 40 damage, or like 39 base damage. And your W makes it so you get an extra 36 damage.
Yeah, it's also health removal. Like, it's so annoying. It goes through refraction of TA. And, yeah, it's just such an insane spell. I think the Veno build we'll see from CCNC will involve the maxing of Poison Sting by level 7. I strongly agree with that decision. And I think it is the way to play, because then you hit a TA and he's just taking 300 damage from one attack.
And you get 1 point in wards, and you don't even care about feeding the ward as long as that ward gets an attack off and applies the level 4.
Yeah, it's the first pioneered by, I think, Wing's Shadow, if I'm not mistaken, way back when. Yeah, we got utterly obliterated by him.
I like this. I thought it'd be Prophet, but Lion works too. You just need the support to start mid.
Yep.
So how big of a deal is this wasted glyph, right? Like, we can kind of joke about, oh man, they accidentally used glyph, but is it that big of a deal middle?
It would be big if the support wasn't here. Okay. I like this decision because it allows them to push the lane, harass TA, and now the glyph won't be necessary.
Yeah.
I always hate missing range creep CS because my range creep missed in the mid lane. I swear, it just happened to CCNC, and problem is they're not getting denies, so SCC is getting levels here.
Yeah, and look at this. He's going to stun out. Actually blocks Peter, but SCC level 1, of course, just showing that he's here.
If they get level 2 on Optic.
And look at this. Silencer is actually TBing here.
Not having that fort in order to potentially dive is a pretty big deal.
Peter just has to run away. He has
he did his job. That was all they needed, was to just secure those 2 waves, because it gives, like, you lose the lane here if you let TA win the first 2 waves. If they trade, that is perfectly fine for Optic. Veno will pull ahead eventually. And top lane, you're going to have a very bullied Gyro, or sorry, a DK up top.
Is there possibly a Killer Kaka is here as well? It's a 3-on-2, and now they see he's here. Will he get the block up or just a stun? Looks like he can block from the Roche Pit, but he's going to run up instead. And they're just going to chase Peter down. The slow will wear off. Now he can get the block. Did it? He has the tango, and he will just TP instead, like you said. And
really good job from Peter.
Peter, it's on the biggest thing, right? You know where both supports are now, so the side lanes, they can kind of do what they want on Radiant's side.
Brutal side blades. That was 3 in a row for that Triple C.
So these lanes, we see them again. Last game you favored Optic. What lanes are we liking here? Is it Optic again?
I think you lose mid as Veno until level 3 or 4, but the fact that he's even gives, I think he'll end up winning this lane by 3-4 minutes. Top, you have a Prophet. He does not lose lanes. And bottom, you have an Ursa up against the Gyro Silencer. So I think that's your tough one, but it's so easy to rotate the Prophet down here after he secures top for his Weaver.
Kyle, if a hero doesn't lose a lane, why is he not picked more, a la Nature's Prophet?
I don't know. I think it's one of the strongest heroes in Dota still.
Okay. It's just one of those, like, other people aren't playing it, so they don't get now. Yep, we are going to see middle. Wants to be the gank on SCC. Right-click's coming. And we'll get it. Looked like CCNC was actually giving it to Peter.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
it looked like he was. Maybe he... I mean, 51 base damage is rough, but yeah.
That's the important part about Veno against TA is you always have threat. And that's why I didn't mind the Ember pick either. I was just mentioning a hero that TA has to be scared of these Lion Prophet heroes at any point, because if you get Galed, Lion or Prophet has so much kill threat on you, you at least have to TP out, which is insane as a TA who just traditional lane dominator that just farms for the first 15 minutes of the game.
I see why you like this hero. Look at, he's just 2v1ing him right now.
Look at top. He's already given Weaver such a massive lead that he's got 10 denies to the DK's 7 CS.
So that Aquila is a huge deal.
It's an Aquila advantage.
Yeah, 19 damage.
If you play the Prophet like this, you give a side laner literally an Aquila advantage, because that item is most cost efficient in Dota 2, and then you just swap side lanes.
Oh, and look at this.
SCC just like, he has 2 salves, but he's taking so much damage.
Are we going back? Are we going back a meta now? We've got the 2-on-2 middle. I do miss the kill bottom, but it's just 33 running him down. Is this? Could we see more of this, or is it only because it's a Veno TA matchup with the Mist Glyph that we're seeing a 2-on-2 middle?
I think it's matchup.
Okay.
And also, where would Lion go to have more impact? Top, he doesn't change the lane. Pycat's owning it. And bottom, it's
Ursa's not threatened by the supports. That's really important that is the case.
Look at the CCNC gets blocked in, but Peter just standing there and fighting, helping his teammate. Can they do anything? Will CCNC go down? Does he have a fairy fire? Does not. Will just die there. They get a lot of damage on SCC, but a good kill. Dire needed that one.
Really good side plating from SCC as well.
That's one of those, if you don't get that kill or you die right there, that could just be, you're in the jungle for the rest of the game.
Yep.
But he brings it back. It is a 1,000 gold lead for Optic currently, and like you said, a big part of that is the Nature's Prophet, who's been top, who's been bottom, not middle yet.
TA's going to end up jungling either way.
Yeah. I think Shakers, do you have any stacks up? I think even just medium or hard camp stacks would be very helpful for your TA.
I just see Ancient, so it looks like only Ancient stacks.
With the triple on the bottom shrine, anything there?
There's both Ancients have been stacked once.
Gotcha. And that's it, okay.
That's all right, but your problem is...
Oh, is Pyga going to steal it? He does not. It's 2 already for Newbee, but the bugs are going to fly on Kaka. Will this Earthshaker get chased down? Will he pop? Do you want him to solo pop this round? I don't think you do, and he will not. Smart play. Will he mess up Hill?
I like that choice. He buys items.
Look at Ursa.
Yeah, Ursa's just running in. This is a shrine here, but Faith. Look at this. He can square up. Will he get this kill? One more attack will do it. No, he needs 2, and now he's going to get stunned. He might just die instead. He's not scared, but he's definitely dead. Will he somehow get Faith? That would be nuts. Oh my goodness, he does. And he's not even dead yet. Is he going to get the chicken? No, he's not. He pops the health potion, actually, which helps him survive another hit, but he dies. And
Kaka's, it's crazy. He actually respawned. His Fisher was still on cooldown.
Yeah, and look at this. SCC almost dying again, so Faith has to TP and help. But the gold lead is slowly going down. Peter getting run down. He's good.
It's the XP advantage that I'm most concerned about for Newbee, because this whole time you have a Weaver versus DK, and he's doubling up that matchup.
Yeah.
Oh, breaks the salve on CCNC with the Earthshaker Fissure.
Like you said, yeah, Weaver level 6, DK level 4. That's a rough one.
Yeah, that's the point about Weaver, and it synergizes really well with Prophet, as Kyle mentioned. Weaver's the perfect hero to give a slight advantage to and just leave him alone for the rest of the time.
Bottom lane, looks like they're trying to go on Mugi. No stuns is the name of the game, though. A nice TP out.
But they're still forced to TP, which is just terrible.
The other cool thing is that when you the Veno wards plus Weaver bugs has such great synergy because they aren't affected by flak. And all these Newbee heroes, like they require, the 3 cores are all just auto attackers. That's how they deal damage. And you can't really clear these without wasting the hits, and it feels so bad.
Uh-oh, Faith. He doesn't want to use Earthshock quite yet until the curse wears off. You see him waiting. Now he can, and that's going to be a slow. This should be a kill here. It will be. Yeah. Guaranteed middle. Nothing happening. But yeah, oh man, that's so scary right now. If this Ursa, I mean, the early phase, but he can just run down anyone in this game.
And I hope he goes for the blink.
Oh, they're waiting. Look at this. SCC could be in a little bit of trouble here. Still doesn't know Peter is in Viz. Look at this. They're going to slow. Peter isn't going to commit here. Why not?
I don't know.
Just because? Doesn't want to show on map, I guess.
They could be, is Prophet close to 6?
They had not seen Gyro Earthshaker
so.
Up until that point. Like, the board reveals them now, but before that, they had not seen them, so I think that was the reasoning behind.
They should have seen him on that Sentry trap combo on that rune.
We mentioned this in the draft, though. This is a roaming Gyro, basically.
I don't think they did see him, though.
They're ganking with the Gyro level.
Yep. And look at this. DK might go down here. Nice stun up on Weaver. That is the main damage dealer, but he's going to move forward. Gemini attack will be the next one. Breathe Fire does hit, so they do reduce damage, but it will still be enough.
That's the profit factor with the Lion. Like, it's so good. All of a sudden, there's 3 heroes in your face, and you only saw the Weaver. And this gives you a time right away.
Faith should have died there, but he won't go down quite yet. 33 still trying to run. It's now a 3-on-1 fight, and 33, he has been in this pickle before. It's a 4-on-1 fight. SCC feels like joining. He goes for the side blade kill. He doesn't get it. Oh, but the trap.
No way. He might live here.
He might live. Oh, my goodness. Zai helping him out.
Oh,
no, he gets the curse.
You can't deny curse.
No, you cannot. He does go down, but now middle, KP. He is struggling. The stun's going to come out. I'm not sure they get this kill, but look at it. You just send him back to base.
He can't occupy Weaver's lane. He can't occupy his Venos. It's an Ursa in the other lane.
Pardon me for missing that kill. It is Kaka and Mugi, so bottom lane. Going decently here for Newbee, but look at
this. No way.
No way.
Body blocks.
No way.
Good try.
He has TP up when he's alive.
Is he going to go for it?
He doesn't have charges, so that's not happening.
He's
going for it.
TB by
Threatened
Moogie.
it, but he's not going to complete it.
I mean, that still works for Radiant, right? Because now Moogie has to run back to some lane, but
this is the problem. Like he can't do the Ancients that effectively, because look at mid. There's just a Veno now who's going to start spamming wards and pressuring his tower.
Yep.
Top and mid are going to be constantly pressured by Optic. These heroes are not going to leave their lanes.
All right, I need you guys to tell me then, because you're making it sound pretty dire. What does Dire need to do to keep this game in their favor? What can they do?
Continuously kill this Veno and Weaver.
Will be a stun out on Zai?
Yet, so I don't think this is the right lane to deal with.
Yeah, and look at this. Zai will get stunned over here, and now he's going to try to sprout himself a rocket. Will get the kill. Now Pycat, he's taking a lot of damage, but Face should die to one more attack. He will go for it. Range up tanks up a little bit for Pycat, but he might die. He has ulti. He will pop it. He goes back in Vici to get this kill on Moogie. No, doesn't hit Sakuchi. Runs away.
Look at there's 3 heroes there. They just had a DK cancel a TP. In the meantime, mid and bottom still heavily pressured by
he's
Optic
going home
heroes.
with the Dominator on Ursa. I love it.
Why do you love it?
Because they're pressuring lanes.
Okay.
That's all they're doing.
Simple.
Newbee is short on resources to deal with with all this pressure in separate lanes. So Ursa, a hero that doesn't pressure lanes with any other item, is buying the item that allows his lane to also be pressured.
PPD secures Pycat. It's only a 1K lead, but if you just look at the map and you just see the heroes, right? Every hero is pretty much on Dire's side of the map right now.
Yep. And they just don't have the wave clear to deal with this.
Newbee has Gyro, Silencer, Earthshaker. All these heroes want to group up and fight you, and they're not going to allow them to do that.
Yep. Oh, middle lane, they're walking behind the tower right now. PPD, they're keeping the pressure. But KP, he's going to know it's daytime, my friend. They're going to pop the trap. PPD, he's going to die here. Does he stun KP? Can't. Gets the kill. It still seems kind of like an odd... Yeah.
I don't like that move. I feel like Optic's winning, don't get me wrong, but you need to keep, you're winning because it's so much easier for you to make moves and get advantage, but you can't throw that away.
But now look, middle lane.
Yeah, because Newbee's going to be allowed to group up and do exactly what they're doing now because
you just need to connect with everyone, right? Like have the Weaver push top, connect mid, Prophet TP. Like bring 4 to make these moves.
Now on the backside, look at this.
And he had the tome, so he's level 6 now.
PPD is about to die if he walks up that hill, but the Veno ward by CCNC scouts him out.
Bottom lane getting pushed by Ursa.
Yep. And that's...
So while this is going on, Prophet's pushing top, Ursa's pushing bottom.
He is a Maelstrom. It's 10 minutes into the game.
He is a Maelstrom, Aquila 1. That's not even naked.
Kaka TP'd bottom. You might be in some trouble.
Because is this the max Earthshock build? That is very low. I mean, it's 5 seconds. That ability, I'm so glad people are finally maxing.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's just nice
way better.
when you plan to pressure waves. Because it's
really?
the fastest thing to clear waves.
I think it's better almost every lane. You look at the damage.
It doesn't
damage
scale.
and
Look how
slow.
it scales. It doesn't scale in mana cost anymore.
Yeah, so it's 10% slow and 60 damage.
And it's also because they changed the W last patch, so it gives you that 1 extra charge. It's just a 1-point wonder now, so why not max your Q?
Yeah.
The thing about it is you want your overpower timing to synergize with your blink. So if he was going first item blink, that's usually when you leave it in 2 points on your Q. But if you're not going first item blink, then you do exactly what he's doing here.
Well, PPD tries to rest out KP, but I believe Zai TP top already, so can't really pressure them. They're doing a good job of getting creeps off their tower. They're not losing tower. They've only lost a tier 1 top on Newbee. Though bottom is... It's not looking healthy.
The issue is they have no one that can occupy the top lane.
Yeah.
So Optic's just taking those 4 camps and top wave and just denying them completely from Newbee. And eventually that tier 2 top is going to die.
If you see Pycat farming.
Radiant advantage, especially with an Ursa. When you take out that tower in mid-tier 1, Roche is now free the moment Newbee shows multiple heroes in the bottom area of the map.
Okay, so we saw Newbee got some decent ganks. They just got to keep that up. Just keep pressuring and try to push towers with DK ulti. Is that like the plan?
It's tough. There isn't really much of a plan. It's just respond to Optic's moves. You have no heroes that can actually create chaos on the map. Like we were talking about Gyro, but that involves a lane being pushed. You're not going to do that middle or bottom, and top is already pretty much a dead lane. You're just trying to plant someone at the tier 2 to soak up free gold and XP, but otherwise you can't really play there anymore.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite thing about Dota. I just love how everything went from go ready. You just say one letter. You just see G question mark and then Y. I don't know why that makes me laugh. It's just G, Y. Game's on pause.
Bottom?
It's going to be bottom. We see them trying to take these stacks. Currently 33. My goodness, this dude is ready to go. They do kill the trap, so it won't be as slow. Kaka's ready. KP's actually going to find Zai over here. Is it the other way around? I'm not sure. KP taking a lot of damage to CCNC. Will this ult hit him? He does get stunned. Perfect stun by the Earthshaker. Slows CCNC down. Moogie gets the kill now. Zai's going to be in quite the pickle. He's going to go down as well. Peter misses his stun, and that's a nice fight, obviously. And look at this. That helmet of Dominator creep, but KP, see ya. Will they even get it?
This is fine from Optic, but they just make this play and have Weaver connect. If you're going to force this engagement around the Ancients, bring 5. You're so much stronger, but if they want to put the Weaver up top, then I think that you want to just force Newbee here and then back away. Instead, they end up losing 3. That's a lot of intelligence going the way of the Silencer, and
now those 6
and now the Weaver's here after teleporting.
Hitting top.
You think we should just, after they missed a team
the
fight?
engagement, yeah, for sure.
But he should have been there beforehand, and then if you're not there, make the other play.
You just push the wave and connect. You can just walk over.
And now look at this, Silencer. Look at it. This is what we're talking about with the Weaver, though. He's 2 sentry wards. He's almost level 6, though, and Global Silence, I mean, it is, especially early game, right? One of the best ultimates.
Yeah, and it's scary now because taking a fight of your Optic got a lot harder. You could have taken those 2 towers before the Silence is even a threat. And instead now you're going to be forced to work for those objectives, although it looks like mid might just go down to the pressure. And this is what happens when the Weaver links up. Like, Newbee gets the hell out of dodge because you cannot contest the amount of stuff on the ground. Let alone the bugs still held in reserve.
That opens up Roche threat, as you mentioned. And so it looks like Ursa, after he takes this tier 1 from constantly pressuring with the Helm Dom, he's going to look to rotate on that. Because him being off map makes it so that...
Whoa, we have an Earthshaker ulti coming on the backside. It'll...
SCC.
No one likes Peter, I guess. Earthshaker just straight up ultis him.
Yeah, you're just trying to work on that blink.
TP comes out from the gyro. The rocket will go off.
And we're looking. They're trying to run away, but look at this hasted Earthshaker. He hits the first stun. He has another one. Nope, runs out of mana. It won't matter. And dude, man, Kaka is making... He's level 10 at 14 minutes, and he is making so much space.
Newbee's on the counterplay game, and they're doing really well. Like, the Optic's just throwing away a few too many heroes, and this tower bottom, I feel, should already be dead. It's so close. If they made a couple less misplays on the side of Optic, it would be. And Ursa, once that tower is gone, he has no reason to be bottom anymore.
And this Earthshaker feels so far ahead. It's not just blink ulti is gonna be good. He's gonna just blink perma-stunt. Like, he just killed the tomato, right? So he gets 200 gold. He's gonna have a blink at about 16 minutes here, looks like.
The strength event, however, is they need to play around like the fight box, as they'll call it. Optic needs to ensure that they guard themselves with either vision from treants or wards to cancel the blink daggers.
And look at this. Ursa's going to go in. Global Silence will go. Earthshaker will get out, but the stun is going to block him into the trees. SCC wants to get this kill. He's already used his ultimate. This is a perfect ulti, though. Kaka will go down. Mugi slowing down everyone. PBD will go in on the backside.
Cancels blink through refraction.
Now let's see it. Will SCC. He's going to get trapped up. They have vision. It will be killed. Pycat as well gets a kill, and that's a fight that they commit 5 heroes to finally for Optic.
There's still 2 bounty runes top, though, so Optic chose to opt out to not getting those. Like, they had heroes top, but they immediately responded bottom.
I'm scared for Newbee, though. They're itemizing for 3 fast blinks against the Venomancer. If Optic play this right and just position around the ward walls, there's no real way for Newbee to puncture their defenses. And that's why I love the Veno pick here, because whenever you're playing against these high, the Blink Dagger required initiation, if there's nothing that can actually just jump you without that tool, you're invulnerable when positioned ideally.
Heroes like Clinks and Slark, these like invis heroes that wrap around, are really good against Veno. Heroes that like walk in directly with blinks, as you mentioned, those are the heroes that are hard countered by him, and that's pretty much the entirety of Newbee.
So we have I mean, it's pretty much a naked blink, doesn't even get treads on this DK. They have the initiation, the Earthshaker, he's gotten 100. I mean, it feels like the next time his ulti's up, there could definitely be a gigantic fight, but look at this, they're just gonna jump on a CC&C. KP is gonna be there. Will they kill CC&C? He gets his ulti, and look at it in the backline. They're already melting so quickly to the Mjolnir of Pycat, Maelstrom, pardon me, and now Zai, he's gonna pop that dust. They're gonna fight uphill. KP's gonna go down, SCC's gonna go down, everyone is gonna go down. Well, not Faith.
Didn't even die on CC&C.
Yeah, he's still living. Well, Faith trying to kill a super.
If he gets his ult off, Newbee's lost the fight.
Just guaranteed.
That's the issue with their draft, where all of their damage, even their support usefulness, is item dependent.
Yeah.
All Optic has to do is get their spells off. They're going to win the fight because they have so much raw magical damage.
Hello?
Somebody. There you go.
Dude, Kaka missed his blink. He would have actually stolen that, but I think he blinked right before, and now they know he's there. Faith is here too, and one of these two is dying, I have a feeling. And I want to say it more than likely is Faith. He will get saved.
Block.
What a Fisher block. Really nice. That's good. That's just support play. Yeah, that's homie.
Ursa has Blink Dagger gold now.
I wouldn't do that. I'd be like, whatever, you're dead. See ya.
You didn't need to
catch him with the
clarify that. We know.
They do. Look at this. And he's going to get hit. He's going to get earned. He's just dead. Well, he did end up dying. Homie play. it doesn't get him killed. I think
sick play by
sticking
Pycat.
around.
One thing I've noticed about pub players is they always give up too early. Whenever a hero runs, they're like, oh, I can't see him anymore. He's out. He probably TP. They just assume he got away.
You don't give up that early, BSJ. What?
Oh man, that's... ouch.
No, I know what you're saying, though. It's a good point, right? Like, oh, he blocked, that guy TP'd out, they're gone. I mean, people always hide in those trees.
People just like, back to farm. And, and you see these pro matches, you see them throw out every single scouting ability. You saw Prophet, like, sprout to see if Silencer was TPing. You saw Weaver throw bugs into the trees. Like, if there's a 10% chance this guy's here, it's going to be worth us checking.
He could be in trouble. They have the tier 1, though. This is scary. And look at that. He does it before that. He's still taking a ton of damage. Zai will go down. This should be a tier 1.
And both teams being really good about ensuring they spend their gold before dying, though. Happy to see that.
Oh, middle, though. Are they going to initiate? No, he'll just slow him. 14%. And the tower will end up going down here. SCC, let's see if he last hits it. He does. Pretty easy on a TA. 33. Whoa, I missed that. Pardon me. Faith just gets fingered right on down. And, well, I bet that's the best feeling. Is a 5-player killing the other 5-player. You're like, guess what? I'm better than you.
It just secures the tower. The silencer's a key part of their ability to take fights on Newbee.
Deso now on TA, so they have... I mean, he can move around the map, right? If you get like a global silence, a stun from Earthshade, they can definitely win a fight if they kill that Venom first, you think?
Yeah, but the downside is...
Oh my, he is farmed.
The perfect, pure survivability to get my spells off and spam wards is what CCNC is saying.
Nuts.
And in addition, if you don't take him out, like we've seen lots of heroes this way, Huskar, Alchemist, we talk about it all the time. You need to target them, but if you don't finish them, they click one button and you've lost the fight. In Venom's case, it's very simple. He hits his ult.
Yeah, now he has the evasion versus the TA. Not only that, he can make him just not attack if he really wants.
All 3 heroes are incredibly susceptible to being disarmed, especially, like, they're all ranged when DK's in his form.
Most importantly, the TA, though, who for a long time won't have BKB, and he has to pop BKB just because of a halberd. There's so many reasons he needs a BKB that the effectiveness of BKB, it's needed, but it doesn't feel like it'll have that much of a change on his ability to play the game.
It's just Venomancer, man. The poison sting slow goes through.
Hand just denies one bounty run with his Centaur Creed.
Then he does give 200 gold to the position 1 carry.
But he forces them to show there's like 4 heroes.
He denied the bounty rune. It's definitely value.
I'm just saying he still gave up a bounty rune and gave 200 gold to the carry. No, I'm saying it's worth it.
He didn't give up the bounty rune.
He denied the bounty rune.
They were taking the bounty rune no matter what.
Well, you guys are acting flustered. I'm not, which usually puts me in the correct spot. So I'm fine. Pycat takes a tier 2.
I'm overacting to make a point here, Grant.
Sure.
He denied the bounty rune with a...
No, he did. That's sick. And I wish I stopped. Pardon me for not. Dude, it's little plays, right? It's just something like that. I mean, I think most people know 33 is that player. I mean, it was his first time last year on Hellraisers, and people are like, this guy's good, even though they're losing. This year, it's like, well, this guy's the best guy on their team, right? I think a lot of people think.
He's the star of the team, at least. It's hard to say the best.
Which is crazy.
Offers a different thing to the team.
And
guys, Optic is a team's team. They don't have an MVP. It's just that no one gives CCNC any love. And
more people have started, though. But definitely not as much as other mids, yes.
True, but I think if there was a team coming into this event that was like a team, like there is no standout player, so to speak, and they take turns at least being entrusted with the game, it's Optic. I would agree 3-3 is probably the best player, but let's be real. Everybody performs and plays their part.
You know what you're getting out of every single player on this team, and they're quite good at doing what they're expected.
Yep.
And we see Newbee, they have to smoke for every single movement. Even the DK has a blink, which this game I do not like because of the Veto awards, and you also have 2 other blink heroes.
Yes.
This game, I don't like it.
You have 3 blinks, and none of them can puncture the wall.
Yeah, as long as they have Venom Ward set up on any given location, it's almost impossible for Optic to have a bad fight.
They're going to go uphill. Oh, they're going to find SCC will get the blink away with Refraction up. Over here, though, Kaka will just...
But we see Weaver wrapping around.
Oh, and look at this. Yeah, Kaka, he should go down here. It's going to be Ursa just chasing him down. He's going to ulti to try to save himself. Is that going to be a blink away? It sure will, but guess what? They know one of the big ultis is down now.
That's a huge spell. I think if you're Optic, Aegis has faded. But
whoa, he doesn't have a TP, by the way, and this is what you talked about. Do they quit chasing? And Ursa does. No vision.
At that point, you have no idea where he is, and the difference between the last one and this one is the other one was on their side, the Newbee side of the map. So when you're chasing, you're effectively applying pressure. In this case, you're just like relieving pressure for the rest of Newbee.
You got to be always super careful now if you're Newbee too, because if Optic's allowed to like set up in your base, you're going to lose at tier 3.
Ursa?
So they got to be very aware of where their lanes are.
He has the netter troll here. Will it come and help him? Kaka doesn't have his ulti, but he stuns out. He knew the troll was there, so he actually keeps him out. They're going to global. And a nice play there by the Earthshaker.
Thinks he's safe because of the Echo Slam being on cooldown, but really well changed done by Newbee.
And just positioning, right? Like, why would Moogie be there? It's just a good play. We're going to see Highcat. Well, nothing. Nothing at all. I love treads on Weaver.
Another difference between pros and the pub players that you see is that pros are very patient. Like a lot of Earthshakers would have either like walked back to base or TP'd away. Instead, they lingered for so long, waiting for an opportunity. They saw Optic Heroes mid, they knew the Ursa was alone, and they capitalized on that patience. And that kill is a very important kill. But
I like what Optic does as well, where they're all item. Can we scroll through their items real quick while we're
love
paused?
to.
So they
Which one? All of them?
All of them. So
Sure.
you have CCNC, Veil, Aquila, Halberd, BKB. Very defensive survival base. Look at that, a pipe medallion urn on your Prophet. Weaver with the Lincolns and the health talent. Was level 15, 12 strength.
Yep.
And then Ursa, HOD Blink,
Almost
BKB, Lion.
He'll get a blink if they win 2 fights, 3 fights, 5 fights. I don't know.
I guarantee his first 500 gold is going to a bracer.
yeah,
you think?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I don't think
he's
Peter
buying a
goes to that.
drums.
it's a bracer or a cloak.
He needs a bongo. There's no way he's going to have a gold for Blink.
On the other side,
I
Faith.
said a cloak. Like
Cloak, a
towards the
bracer.
Glimmer Cape.
Nah, bracer.
You think bracer?
Yeah.
Well, he looks, and then on the other side,
Cloak.
Silencer. He's an urn.
Cloak isn't cost efficient against magic damage, so you have about 1100 HP, and most of the damage that's going to kill him is physical.
Still 1100 HP, huh?
Correct.
Well, you see this. TA is getting close to a BKB now. Is doing a decent amount of damage, but 33 is here. Moogie actually gets a kill. Looks like middle lane. They want to look for more, and they are going to find Zai. This should be a kill. Moogie's just going to cast his ultimate, and it's a 5-on-1. Zai just gets handled. They find one more. It's CCNC. The trap will pop, but here come the bugs, and Pycat. Okay, he's going to let him know.
Cock is on point, though. Like, he was picking the crap out of that trap.
Yeah.
If that goes off, I'm pretty sure they find the kill on CCNC, but looks like SCCC was about a half second late on the activation.
And it just feels like, I don't know, the Cog on the Earthshaker have kept them in this game very well.
100%.
And him and Moogie's movement together, you talked about it, right? Like Moogie moving around early game. Well, now he's just chilling up here, but I don't know, Moogie and Kaga just moved around and secured kills for their team.
Yeah, and CCNC's got to be careful because he's not saving enough mana to get a full round of his spells off as he spams wards to farm.
Yeah.
I think he needs to be funneling out more mana potions.
He's trying to like rush that BKB, so he's going to go back to base right after getting it. I think that was the idea. I agree that you need to be on the map more, but he's just rushing his BKB in order to get to this rush.
Yeah.
And it's going to start spawning in the next 10 seconds.
Another thing about Veno I love, 90 gold per minute talent at level 10, and that's part of the reason his net worth is so high. He's keeping up with the TA.
I mean, he's above by 1,000. I was looking at gold trend and I'm like, TA's one of those heroes that wants to be above people. And, yeah.
200 cast range on a halberd is nuts. It's another
that
thing.
item is
Like,
very low
let's
cast
look
range.
at that.
yeah, that is one of the highest range talents, and you get it at a much earlier position than most other heroes would.
Yeah, it even helps with the radius of the ultimate as well.
Really?
No, I was testing you.
I thought so.
Nice. I got to return the favor, dude, because you've been testing me all day.
Okay, look at
You're
it.
learning.
We got 2 BKBs now, though. We got one on TA. And one on Ursa. Who does that benefit more? Which team? Is it just this Ursa being on the run of you or the TA being unhindered?
BKB,
Oh my
Ursa
gosh,
in this
the
game.
positioning.
Oh my goodness, he hits. His is the BKB. They both pop up right away. KP taking so much damage. I believe one more hit should do it. Was they going to try to chase him down? We are going to see more. Faith gets trapped, and they just immediately use the BKB
And
by 33.
No BKB on Gyro, too. I think you can go high ground now if you're Optic. You just got to wait until
trees.
your Venomancer's in the vicinity. Great fight, though.
Where's he going?
Man,
The BKB on Ursa is so important because you saw there, this is
Yeah.
a 3-position Ursa.
You can't feel him
Yeah,
anymore.
they are literally all running away. Not metaphorically, literally 5 heroes
And-
are forced to run away from a 3-position hero that's BKB walking at you. It's not about the fact that it's increasing Ursa's ability to do things. It enables all of Optic. Like, you can't kill anyone on Optic. All these squishy heroes, all these mobile heroes, these ranged heroes, Ursa's just running in your face, and all these heroes can do whatever they want in the middle of fights.
Kyle,
I have nothing to add.
All
That
right.
was beautiful.
thank you. BSJ? And Nullifier next on Weaver, do you like that? What's that for?
Just
anyone specific?
The BKBs.
The BKBs, okay. Well, up here we are going to have an ulti pop. Ursa gets his ulti off, though. And now I think he kind of wants to go back in. It will be a global silence over on the right side. You have KP getting right-clicked down by Pycat. We have SCC actually stuck uphill because of his blink. And now the Bugs are getting up there and helping. And what a double stun, like you said, by PVD. KP goes down. They blink uphill. SCC goes down. There's a very good chance we might just see a full 2 sets of racks or 3 taken.
Yeah. It's the BKBs from Optic. Like, they literally just farmed, controlled the map, waited for this timing, and all of a sudden, they pop BKB. Newbee's got nothing.
Yeah, and look at this. We have a buyback from a TA. Doesn't feel good. Gyro.
Watch the way they position around these wards now. You can't get in to blink if you're Newbee.
Unless you're this guy.
Yeah, exactly. But if you zone the Earthshaker, though.
No, that's the biggest one. You're worried about this guy. He's the game changer right now.
And that is so cool. Cock is going for an Ags. That's actually so insane. It obviously gives the ability to, bunny hop 900 units using your W?
I would say pogo stick hop, something
pogo
like that.
Stick, I like it. And it allows you to initiate without the blink, which is, as we've said over and over, something he needs.
Maybe trying to contest this Roche, but they don't have global, and it's going to be down by the time they even get there.
You see these 2 wards, 3 wards, like... I've noticed that a lot of Venos actually have started going for the other level 25, but isn't 3 times Plague Ward too good?
It's too good. If it were slow, like plus damage, maybe, but I feel like, as you said, like it's 200 cast range. Like Aether Lens, I think is 220.
There's about to possibly be a gigantic game-winning play. Optic can win it. They can't get the Earthshaker, though. They're going to jump in on the other side. 33 instantly gets him. Pocket does go down. And see you later. CC&C is looking for more. Damn, you see that? Pycat hits Peter. We're going to have a BKB actually pop over here by SCC, pardon me. Now he's just going to try to run back. Bugs are flying in. They get the trap on him. 33 on the backside. He's going to go for KP. So much damage, even through all that armor. And yep, Faith, will he get out? No, he gets handled by Pycat. That's a godlike SCC sitting in this. Do they have anything? Stunned by Peter. Still doesn't show him. They're just going to spam out abilities. They are not scared to spam. Oh, there you go. Sentry. Zai actually bought it. He bought it over there, and that's a good game.
Man, so good from Optic there. That was a pre-click Hex on a blinked-in Earthshaker. That's why they're tipping Peter, because he found him, I think on, like the ward vision as he was coming up, so the ward didn't cancel the blink, but he gets the pre-click off. As soon as Kaka dies without casting a spell, that's the end of the fight. I think he was the only bright spot keeping Newbee in the game.
He owned.
Well drafted, well executed.
We liked it from the start. We liked the way they played it. The idea of the draft is this Prophet hero from the get-go. On top of Weaver says, we're going to win the Weaver lane. He's going to pressure his lane, and then we're going to pressure all of your lanes. And it shows in every hero they pick, as well as the items. Ursa, most notably, the one that had to adjust Veno, just naturally pressures, so it's not like he has to build anything unique. He's just going to do that anyway. Ursa going this Helm of the Dominator, but I point out these little items simply because Optic looks to be on the same page about everything. There are little slip-ups here and there. They weren't perfectly clean about it, but overall, the execution or like the idea of what they're supposed to be doing was on point.
Their flaw was just, I think, not fully committing to a couple of initial dives middle. If they had played that a bit cleaner, I think that game is faster, but overall, they knew the timings they needed to win the game, and I especially enjoyed, because that's the style of Dota I think is best, and I'd like to see.
It's very EGS,
too. Cheap items. You know, you have a Veil, HOD, and a Maelstrom timing. All of these items they give you a bunch of different utilities where you'll scale faster, but they give you some tank ability, more spells to spam, faster farming, etc. They hit the BKB timings, they play around Roche very well, and they just win the game. As soon as they have the 3 BKBs on all 3 cores, it's game over, and Zai's just going full support, Urn, Solar, Pipe, and then Peter, of course, Tranquil Boots, Windlace, and Wards.
Yep. So do you guys think, was this just a 10th pick Venomancer that won the game?
I think the entire draft was just
entire draft.
I can't believe thing is they banned Huskar last, which I feel like maybe you have to take out.
Yeah.
But that was just the freest Veno. Like, I guarantee if we could go to an interview, they would think that in that draft they come out 90-10 ahead.
Yeah, they were feeling really good about the draft. We are favoring them, and it shows, like, when you're watching these teams that Pycat, he went 19-1 and like 27 in the last 2 games.
Pretty good.
They just gave him good matchups on Newbee, it felt like, despite them picking Pycat's hero early on in the draft. It's like they're just feeling good. They had this last pick, Venomancer, and then Pycat's like, I got a good game for me too. If you have a hero that's picked in the first 3 in the core role and they're just given a good game, look at the comparison of this Weaver first round to a DK first round.
Yeah.
That's why we were mentioning DK as like a last round hero, because DK is not a hero, in my opinion, that you can pick this patch first round and not just get absolutely obliterated as you saw in this game.
Yep. Let's go into the highlights if we can. To your point, playing early or late last year, Pycat, if he has 2 deaths or less, you're going to lose. If you can make him die more than that, you're going to be fine. And it's just like the way he plays. And if Pycat has a good game, a free game, it's very difficult to beat Optic because they're able to play the map so well.
They play around, like, they enable him very well. Like, just the way that you can tell this team's been together since basically the end of last TI. They've been together all year, with the exception of 33 joining about midway. But here you're seeing just that Venomancer. They didn't quite burst him down in time. He got his ultimate off. All of Newbee's just forced to be on the back foot. They're losing like half or more of their health to the Venomancer ult. And this is just a net worth advantage for Optic, also showing they're using global defensively. And that's not how you can afford to use it. They had to protect the TA who got trapped on the high ground. They already had a ward there.
Yeah.
And
the Ursa just blinks on top of them.
This just felt like Optic got ahead and just see you later. It just snowballed off, right? They lost like 2 fights in that early game. It was just bad fights, as you said, but there was no objectives taken. It felt like the TA was always behind. And TA is one of those heroes, if you're not far ahead, you're not ahead at all, even if you're ahead a little. If that made any English sense.
It feels like a hero you can't pick if these mid matchups, like I think Veno or Ember probably ends up winning the game. Veno certainly easier, but it just felt like such an easy counter pick.
Yeah.
And TA, it looks, if there's a Lina against you mid, right? TA looks like a broken hero concept, but then you don't have that free matchup, and all of a sudden, it's just like, wait, is this hero even good?
And look at the Zai. He's already running there. He's like, see you at the shop, boys.
Yep.
BRB, boys.
Yep, and he does. He comes back, and he's like, guess what? This is going to be an easy kill, and it was. So, what's your biggest thing? If you're Newbee, what do you take away from this? Do you go and look at these drafts or plays, or what are we looking at?
The second draft just kind of seemed out there, meaning like they were trying to experiment a little too much.
Yeah.
Okay. And then if you're Optic, you see that VP has beaten you, but you beat Newbee. What's one thing you go for Optic after you see that?
Yeah. Well, let's take a break because we actually didn't take one in between games.
Can't even answer 30 seconds?
Come back, no.
I thought this was
save
TI.
some stuff for later, all right?
That's fine. Well, we are going to take a break, so see you in a couple of minutes.
We'll be back with VGJ Thunder versus Winstrike.